Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Brand. Welcome to the Epicure. Today, I'm talking about the Super Mario movie and, well, really the moral of the Super Mario movie. Because with all the different critics going back and forth over, like, oh, this is the worst thing that ever happened to Hollywood, and the opposite, talking about it's a kids' movie, get over it. A lot of the moral, and it's because it wasn't done fantastically. I'll admit that, but there is a moral and there is a character arc in the movie. But a lot of people are saying there isn't one, and why don't they have one? And other people are saying they don't need one. After watching the movie, I'm like, there's definitely a moral to the movie. There's definitely a character arc, but it's just the there's only three characters that it's done with, and that's Mario, Donkey Kong, and Bowser. And the moral of the story being, don't care so much what other people think of you, right? Now, they could have done so much more with the side characters to hammer this home. They only touch on it a little bit with his brother, Mario's brother Luigi, who takes a really bad backseat in this story. I thought that was pretty unfortunate because it's supposed to be Super Mario Brothers, and not just because it's supposed to be. It's Luigi is a strong part in the beginning of the movie, and he's a strong part at the end of the movie, but he is not. He's just kind of non in the. He's captured for the good chunk of the movie, so you don't get a lot out of him besides him just being in a cage and waiting for Mario to come for him. Now, as far as Peach not being the one captured, honestly, this in the story, it's okay. Is she a bit of a Mary Sue? Yeah. But the problem that they don't do with Peach and Toad and a lot of the other background characters is use them to contrast Mario Bowser and Donkey Kong and their concern of what other people think of them. They kind of twisted somewhat in the middle of the movie about, oh, Mario never giving up. He's the kind of person who just doesn't stop. He doesn't know when to quit, and it's kind of like his superpower that he just keeps on going. Kind of referencing how people, if you're playing a video game, right, at first you kind of suck up at it, but as you get more lives, as you play more, you get better at it, and then you become a master of the video game. That's kind of the crux of the Mario franchise, but the problem is in this story they start with this moral of he's concerned with what everybody thinks of him. He feels like a loser. He just wants to prove that he's somebody. And you have Donkey Kong, who kind of fits into this category as well, and Bowser too. He's concerned with what Peach thinks of him. He wants Peach to think that he's wonderful, that he's awesome, and he is a very confident person, but he does it. He's kind of self sabotaging with how concerned he is, and it shows that people over time are so concerned with what people think about them that they're self sabotaging. On the other hand, you have Luigi, who does not care what people think about him, and he's the only person in the story who's kind of like that. He looks up to Mario. He's less concerned with other people's opinions, but on the other hand, he has this issue where he probably should be, care more to defend himself. So the messages in the movie are a bit mixed. So it's not hammered home. I think what they could have done is they could have did something with Toad where they made him, he's a cook in the movie. They could have did something where it's like, oh, he, the rest of his family or something else, but he wanted to be a cook. And again, that shows the contrast and where, but he's confident about it. They could have shown how Peach, and they do show in the movie, and this is a bit of a, not really a spoiler, but in the movie, Peach kind of just came from nowhere in the Mushroom Kingdom. She doesn't know where she's from, but they could have not what would they could have shown, like maybe there was some prejudice when she came there, her not fitting in with the Toads, but her being consistent in showing what she can do, because she is in the movie, she is very confident, but she's also a side character. She's a very capable person. She's probably the most capable person in the movie, but she says, oh, I grew up here. Instead of saying she grew up here, that she could have showed that she was what was it? She was confident and diligent in proving herself to the people around her, instead of giving up. And they could have shown those contrasts between characters to drive the point home more and gave that moral of the story a little bit more of an oomph, because it's really missing that. Because after, it kind of goes back and forth between, oh, not caring what people think about you, and then going to, oh, Mario doesn't know when to give up. He doesn't stop. He keeps going. He keeps moving. It was really, I don't know, confusing. And again, they kind of keep pushing Mario being a loser. I don't know why they do this without that moral of the story, but at the same time, they don't contrast it. They're just like, oh, he's a loser. Oh, he's a loser. Oh, he's a loser. Like, why are they doing that? Like, I think maybe it's like, oh, men suck, so funny. I don't really get it, and I'm not doing some type of like, this isn't a sexist kind of thing. To me, it's just more of a, I don't know. Like, I don't know why people think sometimes we're like, oh, when somebody is lame, that's funny, haha. Like, it's funny to a point, but they overdid the joke, in my opinion. Other than that, honestly, I thought it was a really good kids movie. It didn't have a lot of problems. There just, to me, a lot of missed opportunities, especially as far as Luigi goes, and as far as driving home that moral goes, and giving the side characters a little bit more depth. They were actually, I think, one of the things is with Illumination, a lot of their side characters in other movies are more background, and the characters in this movie weren't very background, which I actually enjoyed. Like Toad is way less of a background character than the Minions or Doctor Nefario. If you take, like, let's say Groot, the Groot movies. If you take even the Disney movies, the more recent Disney movies, I can't think of a more recent Disney movie where the background characters. What's the most recent Disney movie? I want to say the one I think did it best, and it may even be a Pixar movie. I'm not sure, but I think it was Luca. I think Luca did a really good job of using these background characters, but Pixar normally does if it's a Pixar movie. But which one came after Luca? It was, what was it? I was gonna buy. Oh, um, Moana. No, not Moana. It was the one with the house, Mirabelle. What's the Encanto? So in Encanto, Mirabelle is the main character, and you have this family full of characters who really, in all essence, should be much less in the background, but they're way more in the background than the characters in the Mario movie. If you think about, like, they all have motivations and they all have stories and they all have character arcs, but that's all they do when you really think about it. Mirabelle is the main focus of the story. And I think if you had a done the what would you done a little bit more story with the background characters in the Mario movie being as active as they are in the story, that would have been absolutely wonderful. I think they really would have had a home run there. But again, a little few missed opportunities. People seem to like character arcs a little bit more now than they used to, and I think even for I think it's not even that the movie is bad. I think it's because the opportunity is so blatant, like the missed hit is so blatant, so obvious that it's bothering people. Um, Other than that, I really don't think it was a bad movie. I would watch it again, honestly. I'm not going to go to the movie theater again to watch it, but if it was on TV, if my son put it on or something like that, I would watch it with him. It wasn't like grating. The only thing grating about the movie was Cranky Kong's voice. I was disturbed, annoyed, horrified by Cranky Kong's voice. Just my opinion. But other than that, you let me know what you think. God bless you. Peace out. Don't forget to be a good neighbor. And if you agree with what I said, please give a like and subscribe. Deuces.